Question 6 says that ABC is a right angled triangle and O is the midpoint of the side opposite to the right angle. So ABC in this figure is right angled at B, and this point O, it is the midpoint of AC. So OA is equal to OC. So OA is equal to OC because O is the midpoint of AC. And then the question says, explain why O is equidistant from A, B and C. So the fact that O is equidistant from A and C, that's obvious because O is the midpoint of AC. But we also have to prove that O is at the same distance from B as well. So basically we have to prove that this distance OB is also equal to OA and OC. So we have to prove that OA is equal to OC is equal to OB. This is essentially what we have to prove. And then the question says the dotted lines are drawn additionally to help you. So do you see these dotted lines AD, OD and CD? So let me explain to you how these dotted lines have been drawn. So let's first imagine the situation when these dotted lines were not present. So the situation would have looked like this. Now what basically the question has done is, that from the point A parallel has been drawn to BC, and from the point C a parallel has been drawn to BA, and this is how we get these dotted lines. So from A we have drawn AD parallel to BC, and from C we have drawn CD parallel to BA. So this is how we get these dotted lines, and these two rays meet at the point D, and then we have joined O and D to get this segment OD. Now let's talk about how this construction will help us prove this fact that OA and OC are both equal to OB. Now what this construction has done is that it has given us this parallelogram ABCD. And why is that? Because we have drawn AD parallel to BC and AB parallel to DC. So both pairs of opposite sides in ABCD are parallel to each other, and this means that ABCD is a parallelogram. Also, one of the angles in ABCD is 90 degrees. This angle here, the angle at B, is 90 degrees, and this means that all the other angles of ABCD will also be 90 degrees. So the fact that angle B is equal to 90 degrees ensures that all the angles of ABCD will be 90 degrees. So ABCD will be a rectangle. And now this is quite awesome because this helps us conclude this result quite easily. And how is that? Well, we observe that one of the diagonals of this rectangle ABCD is AOC, this side, this segment AOC. So AOC is one diagonal of the rectangle. And what about the other diagonal? So if we join the points B and D, they should also pass through the midpoint of AC, because the diagonals of a parallelogram, they bisect each other. So BD, if we draw BD, it should pass through the midpoint O of AC, and this basically means that BOD is a straight line. So BOD is a straight line, and hence BOD is the other diagonal of the rectangle. So what we have basically concluded here is that AOC and BOD, they are the diagonals of the rectangle ABCD. Now I want to make one important remark here. The fact that BOD is a straight line, you cannot conclude it directly by looking at this figure, because in this figure, the way we drew this figure was we drew AD and then we drew CD and they intersected at D, and then we joined OD. So this does not guarantee that OB and OD, they are in a straight line. But the fact that the diagonals of a quadrilateral of a parallelogram bisect each other means that if we draw BD, that should also pass through the midpoint of AC, which is O, and hence this means that BOD is a straight line. So BOD becomes the other diagonal of ABCD. So AOC and BOD are the two diagonals of the rectangle ABCD, and the interesting thing about any rectangle is that the diagonals in a rectangle are equal, and this means that AOC must be equal to BOD, and the reason being that ABCD is a rectangle, and in any rectangle the diagonals are equal. So AOC and BOD are equal, so their halves will also be equal. So let's write this here. So half of AOC will also be equal to half of BOD. So what is half of AOC? Well, half of AOC will be either OA or OC. So we can write both OA and OC. And what is half of BOD? So half of BOD is the other diagonal, and O is the midpoint of BD as well. So half of BOD will be OB or OD. So we can write half of BOD as either OB or OD. So from here we see that OA, OC and OB are equal, which basically means that the point O is equidistant from A, B and C. So that completes our proof for question number 6. To learn more about how QMath can help you crack school and board exams, explore QMath Leap, a live online classroom program run by highly experienced and committed teachers.